Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's look is just going to be using the new Colourpop Yes Please palette. It's super cute. The shadows are very small, a lot smaller. Well, I wouldn't say a lot smaller, but they all are smaller than a regular size eyeshadow. But it comes with all of these shades. So definitely just like your usual warm, summery shades, but I thought I would spruce it up a bit with some glitter. And then also I'm using the new Dose of Colors DESIxKATY collection, and I just used No Shade and also the Over the Top lip gloss for the lips. And so far I really love this collection, especially because I've always loved Dose of Colors and their liquid lipstick formula is one of my favorites, so I was really excited to try these, and so far so good. And the Colourpop Yes Please palette restocks pretty often. I didn't get it the first one. I bought this with my own money. I got it the second time around just to try it out and let you guys know what I thought. The pigment isn't that great. Not as great as their Super Shock shadows, but it's easy to work with and it does blend well, and I feel like I got a really good look out of it, and it's perfect for like every day. And it's only 19 bucks, so you can't really beat $19 for this many shades, even though, like I said, they're a little bit smaller, but still definitely worth the money. Also, the glitter that I use on my eyes is this glitter from Creative Soul Cosmetics. It's Prismatic. It's a really nice, like, iridescent shade. Anyways, I didn't get too many clips of that, so I just wanted to share that with you guys as well. So anyways, if you guys want to see how I created this look, then just please keep on watching. So I'm going to be starting off with my brows, and I've been using the Anastasia brow definer instead of the dip brow because I just like the way that it looks. I feel like it looks more natural and it's just easier to use. So basically what I do is I start with the tail of the brow and just kind of like shape my eyebrows, and then I'm going to start in the front of the brow and then just give it some definition and then just brush through it always, because when you brush through it with the spoolie, it helps to spread the product, and also it just takes away any harsh lines. And it's really that easy. It's super easy to use, and then I just go in and clean it up with some concealer. I've been using the Makeup Forever concealer palette that I have forever, and that's the concealer that I use. So I just take that and I actually use it to prime my eyelids as well. So I just take that and then blend it out all over the lids and then just all around the eyebrow, just to make sure everything's nice and clean. And then I'm going to use the nude matte shade in the palette just to set that concealer. And then I'm going in with this yellow color. It is very yellow, but as you can see, it's not that pigmented when I first go in with the color. So you do have to take a little bit of time to build up the shades, but it's a pretty transition color. I feel like it really blends well with the other shades. So I'm just going to put that down first and blend it up into the crease, a little above as well, since I'm using it as my transition shade. And then I just go in with a fluffy brush that doesn't have any product on it and just blend it out more. And then this orange shade I'm going to go in with next. It's kind of peachy, and I'm just going to apply that to the outer corner, and I'm going to try to make it look like a winged out effect. So I'm going to slowly kind of wing it out on the edge, as you can see, and then I do bring it in into the crease just to blend the orange and the yellow shade together. And this shade was similar to the yellow shade. It's not very pigmented. I did have to go in a couple times into the pan and reapply, but it's still a pretty shade, and they blended really well together. And then I'm taking this dark red shade, which definitely looks a lot lighter when you apply it, but it really builds. So I'm just going to start applying that and trying to build the color into the outer corner, pretty much the exact place that I put the orange shade, and still trying to get that winged out effect. And then I'm taking the darkest shade in the palette, which is like a dark reddish brown shade, and I'm just going to apply that to the outer corner. As you can see, the shade is not very pigmented at all, and it was a little bit hard to blend, especially in the crease area, but it's okay with this look because I was going to go in with concealer right below where that line was anyway, so it wasn't, you know, a complete fail. But as you can see, like the brown color kind of made like a line in my crease. So I used a flat brush just to try to apply more color, and then I just went in with concealer to cut the crease. And once the crease was cut, the eye look looked totally fine. So just be aware that dark shade really isn't that dark, and it didn't blend that well with the other shades, but we made it work. And for the concealer, I'm using Shape Tape Concealer by Tarte. And I'm just going to apply that just onto the lid. And then I take that same dark brownish red shade and try to blend out the edges so that everything looks nice and blended and seamless from the concealer. And then for the glitter, I'm just going to apply glitter glue first. And then I'm applying this pressed glitter called Prismatic over top, just to make the look a little bit different and for a nice pop. And I'm just applying that with a flat synthetic brush, but you can use your finger as well, but I feel like it still applies well with a brush. And then black liquid liner, I'm just going to line my eyes, which I cannot do on camera to save my life. And then I'm going to apply some falsies. These are the style Trendy from Creative Soul Cosmetics, which I'll link down below. And then moving on to the face, I'm going to be using this moisturizer from Belif, and I'm just going to apply that to my face, which I just washed before I filmed. And then going in with this Milk pore eraser or pore minimizer, I'm just going to apply this basically everywhere over my face, but more so in the areas where I want to smooth out the skin, and I just take my fingers and smooth it out. And then for foundation, I'm using this the NYX foundation drops, which actually really like this foundation. It's a little bit messy to apply. I've ruined a couple shirts already applying this foundation, but I like how light it is and the coverage is really nice. It also, the finish is very natural. It just looks like your skin, which I like too. So I really like this foundation. I just wish it was a little bit easier to apply, but I'm probably doing it wrong. I don't know. How do you guys apply it? Let me know down below if you apply it like straight on your beauty blender, or if you do the same thing as I do and just kind of like drop it on your face. And then I'm taking some illuminator and applying that to my cheekbone just before I apply like any powder or anything like that. And then going in with Shape Tape again, I'm just going to conceal under my eyes and then just pretty much everywhere in the center of my face. And then I'm taking my Mercier translucent powder, and I'm just going to set under my eyes and then also all of the areas where I get a little bit oily, my chin, around my nose, and then also my forehead. And then I dust it off, but then I also go in with my beauty blender and just kind of tap over the powder because it helps to soak up any excess powder, and it actually eliminates any white cast that the powder may give you. And then I'm going in with this Makeup Geek bronzer just to bronze up the face. And I started using this e.l.f. contour brush, which actually does work really well, but it's not really the look I was going for since I'm going for more of just like bronzy look, so I switched over to a fluffier brush. And I'm just applying that to the cheekbones, the forehead, and also just around the perimeter of my face. I also apply it to my chin area just to make my jawline look a little bit more chiseled. And then I totally forgot to put on blush in this video, so I'm just going right into highlighter, and I'm also using this Makeup Geek highlighter, and I just spritzed my brush with some rose water spray before just to make the highlighter even more intense. And I'm pretty much applying that everywhere on my cheekbones, above my brow, nose, inner corner, and then also on my brow bone. And then back to the eyes, I'm going to go in with that yellow shade again, and I'm going to use that as the transition shade for my lower lash line. And then basically using the same colors. Here I'm using the orange, and I'm just going right in a little bit closer to the lash line over the yellow shade. And then I'm going to do the exact same thing with that deep red shade, very close to the lash line, and you can see my brushes just keep getting smaller and smaller as the color gets darker, because now I'm going to go in with that dark brown reddish shade, the darkest shade in the palette, with a really small brush, and I'm going to just line right next to the lash line so that the lower lash line now has that same kind of transition effect as the eyelid. And then the lips, I'm using the Dose of Colors Katy and Desi lipstick in No Shade, and then I'm going to top that off with the over the top lip gloss. Alright guys, so that is it for this look. This is the finished look. I think I came out really pretty, something a little bit different. Definitely a way that you can kind of play with this kind of palette, since it is more on the neutral side. You can use glitters, pigments, you can use different shadows, even from a different palette, as like an accent shadow or something to just throw all over the lid, like a blue or a purple, anything that you want to do. It's your creative freedom. So anyways, I just thought that was a cool way to kind of kick up this look and also this palette. So anyways, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Please subscribe if you haven't already for more tutorials, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!